A tornado outbreak is on the table today. Level 3 enhanced risk locked in for the Midwest. Winds capable of 75 to 80 miles per hour. And a second storm rolls in Friday that meteorologists are losing sleep over right now. That is 4 back-to-back days of severe weather from Texas all the way to the East Coast. Widespread tornadoes, baseball-sized hail, hurricane-force winds, multiple days. Nobody is ready for what this week is bringing. And here is the part that should flat out surprise you. Central Wisconsin is under an ice storm warning right now inside the same area, sitting under today's slight risk of severe weather. Ice storms and hailstorms, same day, same state. 6 or more inches of snow threatening the upper Midwest. Half an inch of freezing rain possible in Wisconsin and Michigan. Dew points in the upper 60s fueling supercells from Iowa to Missouri. 4 days. Every corner of this country has a story this week. Today we are breaking all of it down day by day. System by system, more than 100 cities. And when we get to the plain cities, that is when Friday gets its full breakdown and Friday. Folks, hits different. Here is the big picture for Thursday. Storm Prediction Center has a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk, the orange zone covering Chicago, Milwaukee, Davenport, Iowa, and Cedar Rapids. This is a significant, elevated threat, not routine, not minor. Real talk. Surrounding that enhanced zone, a level 2. Slight risk stretches from the thumb of Michigan toward St. Louis. A marginal risk extends as far south as Memphis and Little Rock. A very large section of the central U.S. is in play today. The number one concern today is damaging winds, a 30% chance of winds exceeding 60 to 65 miles per hour in the red zone. The black outlined area is flagged for hurricane-force winds above 75 miles per hour. Tie down everything outside right now. Good grief. A trampoline left out today as a projectile. The tornado threat today is very real. 10% probability in the yellow zone, 5% in the brown. The black outlined area flags a risk of strong EF2 or higher tornadoes. Fast moving. Significant tornadoes are absolutely possible across eastern Iowa this afternoon. The wild card today is morning convection. All that overnight rain is keeping surface temperatures cooler and working against the tornado threat. The faster it clears this afternoon, the more dangerous today becomes. If temps climb into the upper 60s by 3 p.m. across Iowa and Missouri, go time. Thursday, timing for Iowa by noon. Clearing begins in southwest Iowa. By 2 p.m., isolated supercells start firing. Between 3 and 5 p.m., we hit peak tornado threat near Davenport, Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, and Dubuque. Burn this into your memory. Be in your shelter plan before 2 p.m. today. A retired school teacher in Davenport keeps her basement stocked every spring. Her neighbor lost an entire garage to a 2006 tornado, and she said she never forgot that sound. Today's supercells near Davenport could produce a significant long-track tornado. That kind of preparation is exactly right for a day like this. Missouri by 2 to 3 p.m. Instability builds across northern Missouri. Isolated supercells possible near St. Louis and south through early evening. The northeast corner of Missouri deserves the closest watch for the highest tornado threat in the state today. Do not underestimate that corner of the state. Wisconsin and Illinois-Madison, Janesville, and Milwaukee, watch for strong to severe cells between 6 and 9 p.m. tonight. Peoria, Springfield, and Rockford, Illinois all have an environment supporting rotating storms through early evening. Do not let the quiet morning fool you. These setups can turn on a dime. Indiana and Michigan. Indiana sees thunderstorms entering from the west by 2 to 5 p.m. Expect scattered severe storms. Lower Michigan watches for intense convection from 9 p.m. to midnight near Grand Rapids and Mount Pleasant southward. Late night cells in Michigan can be just as dangerous as afternoon supercells. Bottom line for Thursday peak window is 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. across Iowa, Missouri, southern Wisconsin, and Illinois. Even if morning convection limits the tornado threat. Damaging winds and large hail are near certainties across the enhanced risk zone. Do not wait to act on warnings. Straight talk before we move on. If you live in a mobile home from the southern plains through the Mississippi Valley or the Midwest, identify your nearest sturdy shelter right now. A mobile home offers almost no protection from EF1 or stronger winds. Plan now. Not at 4 p.m. when sirens are already screaming. Hold on to this as we go city by city. Friday may actually be the bigger severe weather day of this entire week. I am coming back to this in full detail when we hit the Plain cities. Keep it in the back of your mind. Now, the other half of this week's story, equally serious in a completely different way. Ice storm warnings are in effect for Wausau and Green Bay, Wisconsin right now. Those communities are dealing with ice while sitting inside today's slight severe weather risk. Ice storms and hailstorms, same state, same day. Snow totals 6 or more inches expected across parts of the upper Midwest. Freezing rain up to ½ an inch possible across central Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. Here is the kicker that ½ inch of ice on power lines can bring them down. Widespread outages are a real risk Friday night. Winter weather also covers New England tonight. Winter storm warnings are in effect for northern Maine. Additional snow and ice push into Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the UP of Michigan on Friday and Saturday as the second system rolls through. Treat this as a 2-day winter event. Folks, not just today. Let's go city by city now, moving fast, covering every region, and stay locked in when we get to the Plain cities, because that is when Friday's full breakdown hits. Northeast New York City at 56 degrees. Cloudy and gray, nothing severe today, but a gloomy Thursday. Buffalo at 48 with a lake effect wind advisory worth watching. Albany at 50, light rain. Rochester at 49, fog and drizzle. Hartford, Connecticut at 52, mist all day. New Haven at 54, overcast. More northeast Boston at 50, light rain and northeast wind that cuts right through you. Worcester, Massachusetts at 46, cloudy and chilly. Providence at 52, breezy. Manchester, New Hampshire at 48, overcast. Newark and Jersey City, New Jersey at 57 to 58, gray and gusty. Wilmington, Delaware at 58 under a wind gust advisory. Northern New England, Portland, Maine at 45, cold and heavily overcast. Augusta, Maine at 42, dense fog. Burlington, Vermont at 44, cold and cloudy. A winter storm moves into northern Maine tonight. Warnings posted for the northernmost counties. If you are in Aroostook County tonight, do yourself a solid and stay home after dark. Mid-Atlantic, Baltimore, Maryland at 62 degrees with a severe thunderstorm threat moving in tonight. Annapolis at 60, gusty winds building through the afternoon. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at 55, a severe thunderstorm watch level threat arriving this evening. Philadelphia at 60, partly cloudy for now, but watching the line approach tonight. Virginia Beach. Virginia at 65, severe storms coming in from the southwest tonight. Richmond, Virginia at 68, heavy rain and a storm threat building. Washington, D.C. at 62, monitoring the approaching line. Philadelphia at 60, partly cloudy for now, but watching that line move in tonight from the southwest. Southeast Atlanta, Georgia at 74 degrees, dangerous, severe thunderstorms expected to push through tonight. Primarily damaging wind and heavy rain for the metro. Charlotte, North Carolina at 72 with thunderstorms forming this afternoon. Raleigh at 70, severe thunderstorm monitoring underway. Greensboro at 68, moderate rain building through the day. More southeast Savannah, Georgia at 78, increasing clouds and storm risk tonight. Charleston, South Carolina at 72 with strong coastal winds and a developing severe weather threat. Greenville, South Carolina at 70, rain showers. Augusta, Georgia at 76, overcast and humid. Columbia, South Carolina at 75, storm threat building tonight. Carolinas and Virginia, Charlotte at 72, folks in the Carolinas. Tonight is a night to have your weather radio on and phone alerts turned on. Richmond, Virginia at 68, heavy rain and storm threat. Raleigh at 70, severe thunderstorm monitoring underway. Greensboro at 68, moderate rain building through the day. Gulf Coast, New Orleans, Louisiana at 82 with heavy rain and a flash flood threat right now. Baton Rouge at 80 under a flash flood watch. Mobile, Alabama at 79, rain and storm risk building. Gulfport, Mississippi at 80, heavy rain and rough surf. Shreveport, Louisiana at 76, severe storm and tornado threat tonight. Mississippi and Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi at 78 with a severe storm and tornado threat tonight. This area deserves serious attention, and tonight it is in the crosshairs. Birmingham, Alabama at 75, severe thunderstorms expected. The lower Mississippi Valley corridor tonight is genuinely dangerous. Know your shelter before dark. Tennessee, Nashville at 70, a tornado watch level threat building for tonight. And Nashville knows how fast these things can spin up. Memphis at 72, serious severe storm threat right now. Knoxville at 68, heavy rain and local flooding possible. Louisville, Kentucky at 68 and Lexington at 66, both under severe thunderstorm monitoring. Here is what makes today's setup so loaded. The low-level jet ripping through the Midwest right now is producing 40 to 60 knot winds just 5,000 feet above the ground. That wind energy fuels both destructive straight-line winds and the rotating updrafts that produce tornadoes. This atmosphere is locked and loaded. Arkansas, Little Rock at 72 with a tornado watch and an active severe storm threat right now. Fayetteville at 68, heavy rain. The squall line sweeps through Little Rock tonight with damaging winds and a real tornado risk. Straight talk warning to tornado time in these setups can be under 10 minutes. Plan before dark. Texas, Houston at 86. Under an active tornado watch right now, Gulf moisture firing severe convection across the upper Texas coast. Dallas at 82 with hail and a severe storm threat this afternoon. Fort Worth at 82, supercell possible by early evening. Corpus Christi at 84, heavy rain from the Gulf. More Texas, Austin at 88, storm monitoring underway. San Antonio at 92, way too fast for April, a dangerous early season heat wave. El Paso at 85, under a red flag fire warning. Humidity just 15%. Amarillo at 85 with blowing dust-cutting visibility. Amarillo sits inside Friday's enhanced zone. Oklahoma, and this is the moment I told you about at the top of the show. Oklahoma City at 70 with a tornado watch today. But Friday is the day I need you to focus on if you are in Oklahoma, Kansas, Iowa, or Missouri. Right here, this is the one. Friday's tornado setup centers along the warm frontal boundary near Omaha, Nebraska, tracking southeast through Kansas City and into northern Missouri. Any discrete supercell in that zone Friday afternoon will have everything it needs to produce a strong, possibly long-track tornado. Oklahoma City and Tulsa are both squarely in play. Tulsa, Oklahoma at 68 with large hail and extreme storm activity ongoing right now. Wichita, Kansas at 65 under a storm threat with gust front winds already cranking. Both cities are inside Friday's enhanced risk zone. Tomorrow is not a routine storm day for either of them. Have your plan ready before bed tonight. A National Weather Service storm spotter in Tulsa who has been in the field since 1994 told us this setup is roaring back with a vengeance, deeper moisture and stronger shear than most classic April outbreaks he has seen. His words do not underestimate Friday. 30 years of experience. Pay attention. Friday's hail threat is more widespread than today. Baseball-sized hail possible from Des Moines back through Kansas City, Oklahoma City, and toward Wichita Falls, Texas. Here is the kicker that is the kind of hail that destroys windshields in under a minute. Protect your vehicle before Friday afternoon. Friday. Kansas, Wichita at 65 with a severe storm threat today and even more elevated threat Friday. Topeka at 62, gust front winds building. Kansas City, Missouri at 64 under a severe storm and large hail alert, baseball-sized hail possible both today and again Friday. Do yourself a solid and protect that vehicle. Missouri, St. Louis at 66 with an extreme severe storm threat moving through tonight. Kansas City through Springfield, the entire western and central Missouri corridor sits inside today's enhanced risk and Friday's enhanced risk. Back-to-back, 2 consecutive enhanced risk days. That is something you do not see every week. Keep in mind what you are looking at across the Midwest right now, dew points in the upper 60s at the surface, 40 to 60. Knot winds 1 mile above your head. A surface low tracking northeast across Nebraska. When that combination sets up, every meteorologist in this country pays very close attention. Iowa, Des Moines at 50 under a tornado watch right now. Cedar Rapids at 48, heavy rain and storm threat through early evening. Today's absolute bullseye, southeast Iowa and the Quad Cities metro. The surface low's triple point passes right through that corridor between 3 and 7 p.m. Stay weather aware all afternoon. Illinois, Chicago at 52 inside the enhanced risk zone. Y'all. And that is a genuine threat for one of the biggest metros in the country. Peoria at 54 with continuous lightning. Springfield, Illinois at 56 major thunderstorms. Rockford, Illinois in the zone for rotating storms between 6 and 9 p.m. tonight. Wisconsin and Michigan, Milwaukee at 48 heavy rain and lake effect gusts hammering the shoreline. Madison, Wisconsin at 46, also inside the ice storm warning zone today, which is a wild combination. Detroit, Michigan at 52, a severe storm and hail threat building. Grand Rapids at 50, storm warning building. Lansing at 51, incoming. Indiana and Ohio, Indianapolis at 58, tornado risk building through the afternoon. Scattered severe storms by 3 to 5 p.m. Fort Wayne, Indiana at 55, heavy rain. Columbus, Ohio at 60 with a serious severe storm threat this afternoon. Cleveland at 55, gusty wind-driven rain. Cincinnati at 62, under tornado risk through tonight. Northern Plains, Minneapolis at 42 degrees, cold rain and blustery wind. St. Paul at 41, raw and gray. Duluth, Minnesota at 35, dense lake fog. Fargo, North Dakota at 38, cold and clear. Bismarck at 40, sunny. Sioux Falls, South Dakota at 45, quiet. For now, but watching the system tracking east. Plains and mountain west Omaha, Nebraska at 55, partly cloudy. Lincoln, Nebraska at 57 with gusty winds. Both sit in Friday's high-risk zone. So batten down the hatches tonight. Cheyenne, Wyoming at 42, strong gusty winds. Billings, Montana at 45, sunny and pleasant. Missoula at 42, clear and calm. Let's wrap the city roundup with the Mountain West and Pacific states, where the weather story shifts completely from severe storms to heat, fire danger, and a serious atmospheric river flooding the Pacific Northwest. 3 separate weather emergencies happening simultaneously across this country today. That is the week we are in. Mountain and southwest Denver, Colorado at 50 strong front range wind gusts. Colorado Springs at 48 breezy. Salt Lake City, Utah at 55 partly cloudy. Albuquerque, New Mexico at 65 under a red flag fire warning, humidity at just 20% and winds ripping. Santa Fe at 60, gusts howling all day. Arizona and Nevada, Phoenix at 88, only 15% humidity. Early spring fire danger at its worst. Tucson at 85, extremely dry. Mesa at 87, parched. Las Vegas at 80, bone dry and hot. El Paso and Albuquerque both under active red flag fire warnings today. No outdoor burning of any kind. Pacific Northwest Seattle, Washington at 51. An atmospheric river delivering heavy rain to the Cascades right now with active flooding risk along low-lying rivers. Portland, Oregon at 50. Flooding concerns active along the Willamette and Columbia tributaries. Eugene, Oregon at 48 with 94% humidity and relentless rain. Salem, Oregon at 49 with heavy rain and a flash flood threat along riverside communities. Spokane, Washington at 45, moderate rain and gray skies. The atmospheric river hitting the Pacific Northwest is a serious event, river flooding, debris slides, and road closures possible through tonight. Check local river gauges before going near any lowlands. California, Los Angeles at 68, sunshine and pleasant, a genuinely nice day and a week of dangerous weather everywhere else. San Francisco at 60, patchy coastal fog. San Diego at 66, clear and comfortable. Sacramento at 70, dry and sunny. San Jose at 65. Fresno at 72, clear skies. A welcome break. Closing out the city roundup, Anchorage, Alaska at 34 degrees, cloudy. Juneau at 38, light rain and foggy. Fairbanks at 28, cold and clear. Honolulu, Hawaii at 81, sunshine and trade winds. Hilo at 78, scattered showers. That is your full national picture. Let's zoom back out to the big picture now. Stepping back to the full pattern, this is a classic spring clash. Deep Gulf moisture colliding with a strong surface low tracking northeast across the plains under a powerful upper-level trough. This combination produces the kind of multi-hazard severe weather events that make April the most dangerous weather month of the year. After Friday's system exits, a third round of organized severe weather arrives for the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic on Saturday. then pushes into the southeast on Sunday. Saturday and Sunday will not reach Thursday and Friday levels, but 4 consecutive days of organized severe weather means cumulative risk adds up fast. The southeast is desperately dry right now, the drought monitor shows concerning conditions across Georgia, the Carolinas, and the southern Appalachians. Relief is coming after this week's systems clear, but when it arrives, it will have severe weather attached to it. There's no free lunch in spring. Temperature outlook well above average for the Gulf Coast, southeast, and southern plains all week. That warmth keeps fueling the severe weather, near normal for the upper Midwest and Northeast. The west stays warm and dry through the weekend, keeping fire weather concerns elevated from New Mexico to California. Friday's wind threat is substantial. 30% chance of damaging winds in the enhanced zone, with the black outlined area flagged for winds above 75 to 80 miles per hour. Scattered to numerous severe storms from Amarillo, Texas, all the way to Davenport, Iowa on Friday. That is a 900-mile corridor of severe weather. Friday's tornado threat concentrates in a tighter zone, central southern Iowa, northern Missouri, and eastern Kansas, right along the warm front. Any storm that stays discreet in that area. Friday afternoon will have a very favorable environment for producing a significant long-track tornado. One storm can have an outsized impact. Saturday brings a large squall line from the Ohio Valley through the deep south, mainly damaging winds with a couple of embedded tornadoes possible. Sunday pushes that threat into the mid-Atlantic and East Coast. 4 days. Plan for all of them. This is not the week to assume tomorrow will be fine. Action plan for Thursday. Dangerous window is 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. across Iowa, Missouri, southern Wisconsin, and Illinois. If you're in the enhanced risk zone, Chicago, Milwaukee, Davenport, Cedar Rapids have your shelter plan locked in before noon, not at 3 p.m. when the first tornado warning has already been issued. Hail, threat today. Get your vehicle under cover in Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin if you can. Baseball-sized hail is possible with isolated supercells this afternoon. 2-inch hail shatters windshields and dents hoods in seconds. This is not hype. It is what happens every time these supercells fire in a loaded atmosphere. Friday action plan, Oklahoma, Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois. This is your day tomorrow. Severe weather window peaks between 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. Know your county name tornado warnings go out by county, never just by city. If you work outdoors Friday, know where your indoor shelter is before leaving the house. Winter weather action plan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. And the UP of Michigan, charge your devices tonight. Fill your gas tank, have a battery-powered radio available. Ice accumulation Friday night into Saturday could cause widespread power outages. When ice takes out power at midnight, your phone may be your only connection to the outside world. Flood safety for the Pacific Northwest and Gulf Coast. 6 inches of moving water can sweep an adult off their feet. 2 feet carries most vehicles off a road. Turn around. Do not drown every year people die. At crossings they thought were shallow enough. Portland and Eugene, Oregon face active flood risk today. If you know someone in Iowa, Missouri, Oklahoma, or Kansas. Today, send them this forecast right now. Share it on Facebook or drop it in a group message. We are in the active window of a significant severe weather event. That one share could genuinely matter to somebody today. If this forecast is useful to you, share it with one person in the storm zone. We will be tracking every warning, every tornado report, every upgrade through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You do not have to chase this down on your own. Stay with us. We will bring it straight to you. Let's bring it all the way home. A tornado outbreak on the table today. Level 3 enhanced risk. 10% tornado probability. Winds capable of 75 to 80 miles per hour. Cedar Rapids, Davenport, Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Louis, all in the threat zone. And Friday's setup may be worse. 4 back-to-back days of severe weather. Baseball-sized hail possible today and again Friday. Ice storm warnings and severe storm warnings in the same state at the same time. An atmospheric river flooding Oregon and Washington. Red flag fire warnings from New Mexico to Texas. This country is running every weather extreme at once right now. This is Tom. Keep this forecast with you today and tomorrow. The dangerous window opens this afternoon and does not close until Sunday. Share it with the people you care about in the storm zones. Stay weather aware every single hour. The atmosphere is not giving anybody a free pass this week.